Portal is a short game, but even the smallest games can hold many secrets. Some are well known, others are more obscure, and others are so unknown that they elude even the most dedicated players. Most people who have played Portal know that cameras can be detached from the wall if a portal is placed behind it.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
There's even an achievement related to this called Camera Shy, which is awarded to players who detach every camera in the game. Once this achievement is unlocked, GLaDOS is supposed to deliver a special voice line, except this voice line almost never plays. Despite playing Portal for nearly 16 years and unlocking this achievement many times, I have never heard this special dialogue play. Every single guide for this achievement that I've been able to find doesn't play the dialogue either. If you, the viewer, launched Portal and earned this achievement right now, you would have no idea this special line even exists. But it is real. Today, let's take a look at one of GLaDOS's rarest voice lines. Within the game's 20 test chambers, there are a total of 47 wall-mounted cameras, but not all of these can be detached. The first 4 cameras are encountered before the player acquires a portal gun. With no way to legitimately detach these from the wall, we can ignore them since they don't contribute to the Camera Shy achievement. In chambers 17 and 18, there are a total of 10 cameras that are mounted on non-portalable walls. Once again, there are no legitimate methods of detaching these cameras, so we can forget about them. This leaves 33 cameras that are eligible to be knocked down, matching the achievement requirement. When a camera is shot off the wall, the game will play one of 4 generic detachment voice lines, but these lines are not chosen randomly. The dialogue that plays depends on the number of cameras you've detached. The very first camera you destroy will play this dialogue.
To ensure the safe performance of all authorized activities, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
The second detached camera plays this.
For your own safety, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
The third camera plays this.
Certain objects may be vital to your success. Do not destroy testing apparatus.
And every subsequent camera will play this line.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
This continues for every camera up until the 33rd camera, where the special dialogue is supposed to play. But as I mentioned earlier, it most likely won't. Instead, you'll hear the plain old generic voice line.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Disappointing. But watch this.
At the Enrichment Center, we promise never to value your safety above your unique ideas and creativity. However, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
There it is. The intended line for destroying every camera. But what happened? What was different about this detachment? Why is this dialogue so rare? If only we had some definitive method of solving this mystery. After all, source code doesn't just fall out of the sky. Oh hey, look at that. This is the function responsible for playing GLaDOS's dialogue when a camera is detached. The first thing this code does is establish a reference to the player entity and the GLaDOS entity. In order to play scripted scenes involving characters, the source engine needs actual NPCs in the map to participate. The system works great in Half-Life, where each character is a physical actor. But for the disembodied voice in Portal, there's a problem. GLaDOS needs to be in the level to speak any of her dialogue. To address this, every map has a cube named Aperture AI safely located outside the playable space. These cubes are responsible for playing all of GLaDOS's dialogue throughout the game, so if they aren't present, she will never talk. The code then confirms that the player and the GLaDOS cube actually exist. If they don't exist, a message is printed reminding the developers to add an NPC named Aperture AI to the map, and then the function stops early. This early exit is called a guard since it prevents any further code from executing. There's no point in trying to run code you know won't work ahead of time. At best it will do nothing, and at worst it could crash the game. If the player and the GLaDOS cube do exist, the guard is passed, and the Camera Shy achievement progress is incremented by 1. This counter tracks the number of cameras detached, and will unlock the achievement once it reaches 33. Next, there is another guard that will exit the function if GLaDOS is currently speaking. The developer comment suggests that this was done to prevent camera dialogue from interrupting important speech. NPCs can only perform one scripted sequence at a time, so prioritizing instructional and story-related dialogue makes sense. If GLaDOS isn't speaking, the guard is passed, and another detached camera counter is incremented by 1. This counter is separate from the achievement counter, and is responsible for deciding which voice line to play when a camera is detached. The main issue with this function is this guard separating each counter. If a camera is shot down while GLaDOS is talking, the achievement counter will increase, but the dialogue counter will not. This almost certainly guarantees that the dialogue counter will never reach 33, since there are several opportunities to do this unintentionally. And if this happens even a single time, the dialogue counter will miss a camera, making it impossible to reach 33. Funnily enough, the very first camera the player can detach is one of the most notorious spots. Once you grab the portal gun, GLaDOS begins a speech that lasts 32 seconds. You would need the restraint to not shoot the camera during this time. Otherwise, your chance for this special voice line immediately dies. In order for the dialogue counter to reach 33, you would need to wait out GLaDOS' speech at the beginning of every chamber before detaching any cameras. As long as you're patient, you can guarantee that the last camera will play its intended dialogue.
At the Enrichment Center, we promise never to value your safety above...
Video games are complex. Every piece of level geometry, every game mechanic, and every line of code can be endlessly fascinating given enough examination. Just when you think you know everything about your favorite game, it becomes more mysterious and captivating than ever. Only time will tell what else there is to discover.